Apple killed the SIM card. That little tray you've been using for decades? Gone. Instead, Apple is forcing everyone onto eSIM, and while they say it's about the future, the truth is darker. This move hurts consumers, destroys privacy, and could even have national security risks. Let's break it all down. Starting with the iPhone 14-inch, the US, Apple removed the SIM card tray entirely. No more physical cards, just eSIM. On the surface, it looks convenient. No tiny card to lose, no paper clips to swap SIMs. But convenience comes at a price, your freedom as a consumer. Loss of consumer choice. With a physical SIM, you can buy one anywhere. Traveling to Europe? Grab a cheap local SIM and you're good. Switching carriers in the US? Easy, just pop in a new SIM. But with eSIM, your options are limited. You're locked into carrier approval systems, hidden fees, and sometimes hours on the phone just to transfer your number. Less freedom, higher costs, more frustration. A SIM card you can remove, it's yours. With eSIM, your identity is tied into carrier databases and harder to disconnect. You leave a permanent digital footprint. Want to go off-grid? Forget it. Want to swap numbers quickly? Much harder. This system gives carriers and governments more ways to track and monitor you. And this isn't just a US issue. Internationally, not all carriers are ready for eSIM. That means travelers face headaches, delayed activation, compatibility problems, or no service at all. Physical SIMs worked everywhere. eSIM creates borders in your pocket. Imagine landing in a new country and realizing your phone simply won't connect. That's the new reality Apple is pushing. Yes, other countries still have SIM trays for now, but the trend is clear. Apple tests big changes in the US first, then slowly rolls them out worldwide. Travelers from the US will also suffer the most because when you land abroad, you can't just buy a quick prepaid SIM like everyone else. You're stuck with eSIM activation, which isn't always available or reliable overseas. Physical SIMs gave power to the user. eSIM shifts power to corporations and governments. That's a dangerous trade-off for Americans who value freedom. National security risks. Some experts also warn about national security. With eSIM, carrier control increases. That means more centralized systems. Apple could have kept the SIM tray worldwide, but they chose to strip it from US models first. Why? Because the US carriers AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile stand to gain the most. Less switching, more lock-in, and higher margins. In other words, American customers became the test subjects for Apple's bigger plan. Apple frames this as innovation, but let's be honest, it's about control and profit. Removing the tray simplifies manufacturing, makes phones more waterproof, and ties you tighter to carriers. It's another way Apple locks you into its ecosystem. The less freedom you have, the more power Apple gains. Don't just take my word for it. Early iPhone 14 users reported major issues. Activation failures where people couldn't get service for days. Carrier switching nightmares with long hold times and extra charges. Limited support abroad, leaving travelers disconnected. These aren't small inconveniences. These are deal breakers for people who rely on their phone every day. So what do you think? Is Apple pushing progress or just stripping away consumer rights in the name of control? To me, removing the SIM tray wasn't just a design choice. It was a bad idea that undermines privacy, freedom, and choice. If you agree, hit like, drop your thoughts in the comments, share this with a friend who still believes big changes are always for the better. And don't forget to subscribe because in a world where Apple, big tech companies' effort to make decisions for you consumers, staying informed is the best way to protect your freedom. Your privacy. Your choice.